Welcome to It's All Fine and Dangy, where we talk about community, health, culture, and all of the big and little things that make life good. Here are your hosts, Dan and Angie.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode number 77 of the It's All Fine and Dangy podcast. We are in our studio all alone tonight, but we are joined via Skype by our next guest. So we have Miss Shonta Garner, or Shonta Wynn Garner. That's how we'll kind of intro you. And she owns a fancy little clothing boutique right here in Apopka. Yes, we have a boutique in Apopka, everybody. And it is called Wynn Styles Boutique. So we're so excited to have you. Thank you for joining us on this Sunday evening.
Thank you for having me. We finally got to do it.
I know. So we had talked a while back. And there was some craziness going on. So we'll talk about that in a little bit, I'm sure. But I actually found you through my friend Jennifer Court, who found your store and was bragging about it on Facebook. And I was down in that area one day and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go check that out. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I like this. I love places that don't have an overwhelming amount of choices. Because it seems like...
I think you said that when you came in.
Yes, because I just look at everything and go, nope, got to go. When you have a little boutique like yours that's all kind of put together and it's like you guys are the experts and you chose the stuff that's in style and I just have to go, yay, there's my size. So yes, I'm wearing one of those tonight. It's like kimono style shirt. So comfy. So
it's one of our top sellers, actually.
Yeah, I can see why. This shirt and these little leggings that go with it are so comfy. I'm telling you.
Very nice.
Yeah,
you know that I know it's a ladies' boutique, but that sort of mentality that you just said about keeping it simple and keeping the kind of refining the selection. That's like a dream for men in a store because at least a lot of us, because we don't, I'm the same way. I almost feel like someone could just say, I picked these out for you almost when you go in,
Yeah.
It would be
I
nice.
actually get that question a lot that you don't carry anything for men because women shop in here a lot and they always grab one or two things for you guys as well. Yeah. So I do get that question a lot and men are always like, they like the simplicity.
Oh, indeed. Yeah.
Well, here's something for the future,
There you go. Expansion.
It's harder with guys though, because you guys have, your numbers are like 36, 46, 30, long, tall, short, stout.
Totally different.
It's so much harder.
It's hard to get used to, definitely.
I know. I used to say, I want to make a place for men to shop for clothes that has like 3 different styles of shirt, but 100 different colors and patterns. So you could, because nobody would ever know if you pick, I like that shirt and I want it in all those patterns or colors,
That's true.
Keeping it simple.
Yep.
So Shonta, before we get into, the Wynn Styles, the boutique itself and talk a little more detail about it, we like to ask our guests a little bit about themselves personally, like family or where you grew up or, what brought you here or, those kinds of things, just so we get to know you a little bit.
So this is my hometown. I grew up right here in Apopka.
How about that? Me too.
Went to Apopka High School.
Same.
Wow.
Yeah, graduated and I'm pretty old.
How old is old?
I graduated in 97.
I graduated in 89 from Apopka.
Okay, you got me beat.
Yeah.
We're similar. I graduated in 94, but not from Apopka.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So this is my hometown. My grandmother used to have a restaurant in South Apopka when I was a little girl called the Garner's Cafe. So I remember, I can't cook, but I used to be fascinated by the fact that she actually had a restaurant and she was Black and she owned something and all these people would always come. So I'd be like, my sisters would always want to know how to cook and I would be so fascinated by like how did you do this? Like how is this yours?
Oh, I love that.
For the business aspect of it, you wanted to know.
I would sit at the counter and watch her count down the money at night or just do the business side of it. Yeah, I used to be so fascinated about how did she do this? How is this building actually yours? So that's how I actually have what is it called? There's a chair that used to sit at the booth of the cafe that I actually have in the store. So when I girl, so I keep it in the store with me as well.
That's amazing. So your grandmother was quite a good influence on you for what you have built.
So
exactly.
She
Although
gave
I
you,
can't cook though, so she probably would be upset about that.
but she gave you that entrepreneurial spirit kind of thing, right?
She gave me that entrepreneurial spirit. Exactly.
Now, did your grandmother, did she cook right up until the end of her days? Like, is she still with us? Like,
I'd say about maybe, I'd say early 90s that she stopped the restaurant.
Mhm.
But I remember it ever since I was a little girl. Like,
Yeah.
I remember my dad would bring all his coworkers there and they would have lunch. He worked for Duke Energy. So all the power guys would come and have lunch there during their lunchtime. We spent every summer there. So we never got to eat pizza. We had to eat at the cafe.
yeah, of course. And you were eating the good food because our grandparents, our grandmothers and our great grandmothers, they knew how to cook. I'm telling you, like
how to cook. Yes.
And I think our generation kind of got removed from it a little bit as far as being taught the skill of it.
Yeah.
You
My
know?
sister is very good. I can eat really well, but
Same. I'm with you.
Yeah. Us too. Yeah. We love the good food. Look, we find it. We're going to be there all the time.
And we try to be healthy and good about it. But, I'm from the South, too. I'm from here, too. And the Southern food is my favorite. And it's very hard to find Southern food that's healthy. Everything's covered in gravy. And
oh my gosh, yeah. I had the best childhood growing up.
Oh, me too. Well, that's great.
And it's so funny because so many memories are connected to food.
Yeah.
Like I remember my great grandmother baking like homemade rhubarb pie because I'm from up north. So you don't hear rhubarb a lot down here. But
I never had it.
Homemade strawberry pie and just no measurements, just flinging it in there, in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So good. Well, so let's talk about a little bit about your business spirit. Okay, because you went a total different direction than your grandmother. You're not owning a restaurant, which is usually that kind of thing stays in the family.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but when did you discover your love for fashion? Was that at a very young age, or was it a little older in life?
Always loved fashion. Like, I would be overly dressed in high school. Like, they would call me Oprah because I was dressed in business attire.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow. You were like ready.
High school, like.
That's amazing.
I remember that perfectly, but I've always loved fashion. I remember watching my mother get dressed to go places when I was a little girl. I remember putting on all her accessories, bracelets, all up on my arms and walking around in her shoes. I actually have 2 handbags in the store that she gave me that I remember her carrying when I was a little girl. Like, and I photographed them in photos all the time, and people ask, "Where do you get that bag?" But it's vintage. I remember it from a little girl, my mother carrying the purse. But I've always loved fashion. I like to wear different pieces. I like things that don't match.
Yeah.
I love fashion. My background is I worked for Claire's, the tween store for little girls in the mall.
Oh, I have a daughter. So I know Claire's very well.
Yes. So I've been with them for 9 or 10 years before I started this.
Oh, cool.
So I did pretty much every position: sales associates, assistant manager, store manager, acting DM, training manager. I've done every position. I've worked with from the CEO all the way down to the sales associate. So I know the business.
You know retail.
I know retail. I know what sells. I know great customer service is what sells at the end of the day.
It sure does.
Oh, she sounds like you.
Yeah, I was in customer service almost my whole life as well. I worked actually at Justice for years. And so we have a similar background. Customer service, it's everything. It is absolutely everything. And it's great that you've taken what you learned though at that, corporate level and brought it down into your own business. I love that.
Yeah, I actually love it. And my dad got, I don't know if you want me to share this part of the story yet.
Sure,
of how
you can share anything you want.
Yeah. Because the thing I'm most curious about hearing about this, it's great to hear that your grandmother inspired you for the entrepreneurial thing. You were huge into fashion, I guess, from the time you were back in school. And that was the very next question I was going to ask is where was the transition from just, enjoying dressing up nice, having that entrepreneurial spirit, and then making the jump to actually, you worked in it, but making the jump to actually own your own place. That's a scary step, right?
It's super scary to be exact. Well, my father, he worked for Duke Energy and he retired after 37 years, I think.
Oh, wow.
After 37, yeah, he had a stroke.
Oh,
He had a
no.
stroke 3 months after he retired.
Oh, no.
Once you stop working, what is it? It's like you can't stop ever. I guess that's what it is.
Yeah, you can't stop.
No.
My AC guy is actually 78 years old. He's 78.
Wow.
It's a dad and son company, and the dad literally does all the work. He's like, I can't stop working. All my friends that have stopped have passed away. He's like, I can't stop.
I believe that. I don't think I
Yeah.
ever want to stop working on
No.
it. So I think when you get sedentary, when you find yourself on the couch, because you know what I mean? It's like we're made to keep doing our thing, keep our brains moving, keep our bodies moving, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had a stroke, and I'm the only one out of the 4 girls that my son lives in Atlanta with his dad because I used to work long hours and travel a lot with my last job.
Sure.
So he lives there. So I'm the only person that can kind of stop what they're doing to take care of him. So my sister moved back from DC and I moved back to our old house, and we decided to take care of him. Once he had the stroke, he could no longer walk. He couldn't barely talk. He lost sight in one eye. So he was total dependent on someone else to care for him.
Yeah.
And then putting him in a nursing home was so expensive that we couldn't afford to do that. I took a leave of absence from work. And once I took a leave of absence from work, I actually started this business in my bedroom. I started an online store in my bedroom.
We were going to ask that. How did it start? Did it start as a storefront or online?
It started online. I was taking care of him every day. I took the LOA from work, was taking care of him every day, and decided just, hey, I've always wanted to do this. This is the time now. I was burnt out from work already, but you know, when you're in that rut of doing things, you don't realize how burnt out you are. Even though you love your job, it's still a lot.
It's very demanding. It's a very demanding field.
It's very demanding, and when you stop to like take a break, you don't realize, man, I've missed out on a lot. Like I've been working birthdays and holidays and trying to make these numbers, and I didn't realize I kind of let life pass me by trying to succeed in my career.
Yeah.
I love the job. Don't get me wrong. I did love the job. So yeah.
That's high pressure, though. There's some high pressure in the retail sales. This is all reminiscent of, and you know what I'm going to say, but this is reminiscent to me of when you worked at a couple of places and you would tell me about numbers you got to meet by a certain time, by a certain day. It's very stressful.
Get creative on how to get those numbers. You know,
And when you're at the top, they expect more. They want more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
So I started this business, and it kind of took off from there. My dad eventually, he passed on, and once he passed on, I had to decide whether I wanted to go back to work or if I wanted to keep doing this. And I prayed about it, and when I prayed about it, that month that I was supposed to go back to work, my business literally tripled. And I was like,
wow.
You put it out there, and it told you what you were supposed to do. That is awesome.
Literally tripled. The online business tripled. I couldn't believe it. And I was like, okay, that's my sign. I can't go back. Even though they saved my position for me, because I literally had just gotten the position that I wanted. And they saved it for me this whole time, the whole 2.5 years. And and when it was time, I just couldn't. I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep doing this. A year later, literally, I had a storefront.
Wow. That was my next question. When did you take that leap? Because usually that's years and years and years in the making, especially if you're doing a successful online store.
Right.
There's not a lot of overhead or anything like that. So just a year. And what did you see? It's because your clients kind of wanted that, or what was the reason for that leap?
Like outgrowing doing it from home?
I was getting bored.
Okay. That makes sense with a retail person.
I was doing something and being hands-on, and I was getting really bored. And it basically, I outgrew my space that was at home. And I was going to get a storage, and I was like, why are you getting a storage? Why don't you just open a store? Like, this is what you do. You've opened and closed so many stores. Like, you got this in the bag. Just do it.
And then when it's your own ideas that you get to bring to the forefront, because you know that, like opening stores and setting up a store from from nothing to getting everything all stocked up. It's very exciting, but you kind of want to put your own, if you're a creative person, you want to put your own twist on things.
Yeah,
and when it's corporate, you
when it's
can't
corporate,
really
you
do
can't.
that.
Yeah.
No.
You follow the handbook, you follow the rules.
That's
and
right.
You know the layout. You've done it so many times that you know what they want. You know what to expect. That kind of helped me, though, because I knew what to expect and what to do. A funny story is one of the girls that used to work for me at Claire's was in the store visiting, and one of the guy that comes in to test our extinguishers every year. So I called them back this year to come out. I called the company to come out, and the guy that actually came out was the guy that used to come test our
that's awesome.
Our extinguishers for Claire's, and he remembered both of us. He was like, "Wow, oh my God, I can't believe that you actually have a store. Like, this is awesome."
Oh, that's great.
That was pretty cool.
So can you walk us through that a little bit? So you decided to open up the store. Did you shop the area for spots that you wanted?
I did. Honestly, I wanted to do the mall because my home location for my old company was premium outlets. So I'm used to the fast traffic.
Sure.
I'm used to the tourists. I'm just very used to that area. Very fast paced. So Florida Mall, the day that I was supposed to sign my lease with them, something just did not feel right. It just, it felt like I was taking too big of a chance. Like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 days later, I sat with my old district manager and just kind of talked it through with her. Not so much of the business, but she was proud of me. I was just telling her where I was and what was going to happen. She just happened to be at Florida Mall that day. I was talking with the people about my lease. So just talking it over with her and just kind of getting some feedback from her. Maybe a week later, I was supposed to go in and sign the contract, but I had talked to everybody about it, my friends and family. So I was like, I should just go ahead and sign. I've already told people that it's going to happen, but I still had this feeling like maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe it's too much for me because it's literally just me. And I walked in there and I didn't sign the lease. I told her I don't think it was good. I went in my car and I sat there and I cried. I cried all the way back home.
Oh.
I cried all the way to the Aldi across the street that sits by my store. And I literally was sitting in the parking lot just bawling my eyes out like, what did I do? Like, I should have signed. Just, oh my gosh. I happened to just look across the street and I saw this space. And I was like, what is that over there? I drove over, looked in the window, and I'm like, this is it. This is it. Like, this is the space.
When I hear stories like this, though, we've had several people on that they tell the story of how their business has, grown. And it's things like this that happen. You make a decision because something doesn't feel right, and then something else just pops up.
It's so weird to me. It's
crazy.
I know, and I'm not one of the things we don't really get into religion. I'm not really a fundamentally religious person, but whether you call it God or intuition or your gut, those kinds of stories, it seems like anytime we ever hear someone say, it didn't feel right. That's a very hard thing to describe scientifically, but it seems like everyone that trusts that enough to make a big decision or not make a big decision, it seems like it always works out for the best. So learning how to listen to that's like the secret to success.
It was literally within a couple hours. Like, I literally cried all the way home and just, I don't know, I just happened to look up, and I've shopped this area. I don't know how, maybe for 2 or 3 months I shopped this area. Never looked this way. Every other shopping center around here, I called, did a walkthrough, never even looked over here.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And it's kind of like it's off the beaten path a little bit. And you wouldn't, unless you know the area, you kind or even if you don't know the area. When Jennifer Court told me where it was, I was like, what?
You still don't
know. There is a shopping center there. Okay,
and
let me go check it out.
And the funny thing is, we're in that shopping center a lot. It's just, I
well,
guess
across the street. We're at Aldi, and it's literally right across the street.
Yeah.
It's like right next to Tuffy, where I take my car. Jennifer Court, Matthew's business is behind there, the aquarium place. What's it? Sea Life? Yeah. They're right behind there.
The curve, So I go to Aldi like 2-3 times a week. I never know. I don't know how I know
So
that.
is this
So weird.
I won't spend too much time on this because I'm sure everybody can just look up your address. I'm just curious because I grew up here. Is it in the shopping center with like where Dr. Music used to be and all that? Over by like oh, is it there?
Wait, it's where do you know where the old DMV used to be? Remember the DMV in Apopka?
Vaguely. I don't know where
It
that
is
is.
literally directly across from Aldi. You can
in
walk
Apopka.
across the street
I
and
do
go
know.
in.
Because LabCorp is right across the street there, isn't it?
It's kind of up.
Yeah, it's on the opposite
Yeah,
side.
opposite side,
You're
a
on
little
the
bit up.
opposite
I know
side.
I know
Yeah.
exactly where it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Ford places.
Oh, I know
on the
exactly
right
where they always
side.
have the trucks on the rocks and stuff parked up.
Yeah, they're right
okay.
next door to us. Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly.
do you find that most of your clients are from Apopka, or is it spread from word of mouth?
It's Central Florida. It's
Oh, really?
Central
That's
Florida.
great.
Yeah, but I love being like, I didn't realize how much I would love being in my hometown.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize I would love being so much a part of the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about that when I was shopping around. I was honestly thinking I'm used to the fast pace. I'm used to the tourist area. But no, I get so much love just from being from my hometown. It's overwhelming sometimes.
Sure.
That
Yeah.
people are like, they just want to support you because you're a part of the community.
Yeah.
And you're helping to support the local community
That's
by
right.
just being a business owner
Yes.
in town.
And I think by bringing, my personal opinion, bringing something in like a boutique to the Apopka area, it just classes it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Boutiques are classy.
Yeah.
No matter nobody's going to ever say a boutique is not classy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure, absolutely.
And to me, it just brings, it takes our town up to the next level. And I love that we're starting to get a lot of that kind of stuff in this area. Like we got the new glass blowing place right up here by us. I don't know if you've heard of it's actual glass blowing that they do. So it's like a class that you can take and go in there and learn how to make glass, blown glass.
Yeah.
It's really cool things that they're starting to bring to this area.
Sure.
And, take it up to the next notch.
Like when you came back that first day, and you said, "Oh, I was just at this little boutique in Apopka," I was like, "Really?
A boutique?
A boutique in Apopka?"
Yes,
Which
there
is
was
great,
one.
though. I was born in Apopka in the Apopka Hospital, which I don't think they do anymore. I went to Apopka Elementary, junior high, they used to call it, and high school. We live in Apopka now, so I love that. I mean, that's my hometown.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I don't want to be anywhere else.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did not sign and made the decision to just wait.
So are you getting used to the not such high pace? Because it's not like at the outlets. Okay. It's far from it.
It's far from it. I actually like this better because I could be more intimate with the customers. I can get to know them more. I know everybody's personality and what they like. If I get something new, I know she's going to like this, or let me call her. This is her style. Yeah. I love it's
that.
becoming like I've made so many friends just being here and getting to know people, and they love the one-on-one. Like if I'm not here and my niece is here helping, everybody asks about you today.
Yeah.
So every customer that came in wanted to know where you were at.
You're not allowed to take a day off, Shonta.
I'm not allowed to take a day off.
You know what though? That one-on-one customer service, I am very picky about that because I was in customer service and retail for so long. When I go in a place, I want you to help me.
Yeah.
And that's what I got when I came into your store. And I'm like, okay,
and you can
I
tell
like that.
when someone's been in customer service, because I feel like I'm in the tech world.
He
I've been in the
knows
tech
everything.
world. Right. But I've been in the tech world for 30 years. So when I'm not getting good technical support on the phone, I try to be patient, but I can tell that they could do better. And it's funny because whenever Angie and I go to a retail store of any kind, she can tell right away, oh, they're doing a great job, or this is bad customer service. And I'll be like, it is?
Where's the manager?
Right.
My sister is always like, be quiet. You don't work here.
Yeah.
Well,
But you
if
can
I
tell.
did,
But she
She's always like, let her say hello to you first. Stop speaking.
right.
You don't even get her time to do anything.
But you probably know when you go somewhere, whether or not you're getting good customer service.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I get great customer service. I always walk away like I will hire her in a minute.
Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna walk away. Like I would hire her in a minute. She's
I love
great.
that. That's
Yeah.
like Angie will go, we're filling out that survey they asked us to fill out because this really helps their job.
always. Because
Yeah,
I
always
because I was the type of person that I never asked anybody to do that for me. You know, like they would encourage you to tell your customers, hey, get people to write in, a review or something. And I just never did because I was so in the moment. But I'm like, and all the girls that would do it, and then they got all the kudos, and I'm like, because
it
do a really
probably,
good job.
You know what? It probably feels. I would imagine it feels.
So
a little,
I want to do that for other people. You know.
I would imagine it feels a little disingenuous though, because then it almost seems like, oh, you were being nice to me the whole time, so I would fill out your form.
And I think that's how I felt. I was just doing it because I was in the moment and having fun with my customers, not even thinking to ask them that. You know.
It's always good when you surprisingly get one.
It is.
Of course.
Yeah, it makes your day. When I'm having a rough day and I read somebody had like a great experience or they received their package and they loved it, like that really makes your day. Like it really makes your day. And you never know who you're going to impact. Every year, well, I don't know if I'm going to do it this year, but every year I usually send like handwritten cards for Christmas or the New Year to all of my customers that shop throughout the year. And last year I got like a DM from a lady like, hey, thank you so much for the card. I really appreciate it. It was so nice to receive something in the mail besides bills. Like, thank you for the extra touch. Yeah. She's like, you never know what somebody's going through that really brightened my day. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't stop doing this now.
No. It was maybe one direct message you got. And that one is what like, yes, this has got to be my thing to do.
It sounds like you've got some pretty amazing clients. I'm just curious. So, the online store was going really well, obviously enough to open your own store. When you opened your own store, was there like a rhythm you had to get into before things took off? Did you see it like all of a sudden it was just growing, or did you get a little worried at first? I'm just curious how.
I could see how if I had started the brick and mortar first, I could see how businesses would fail. Sure. Because the online was keeping me afloat as I kind of got that pace going. Yeah. So if I didn't have that pace going, I could see how businesses fail just opening up a brick and mortar offhand, because there was a gym that opened a month prior to
9 rounds. 9 rounds, the boxing one.
And they're closed now. Oh. So that, me still being here is something amazing. Like I can see how they can't stay afloat without the online. But
there's a lot of capital up front.
Find a rhythm. Yeah, I had to find a good balance between the two. Like it was hard at first. People were really excited because it was something new though. Yeah. But I had a huge following. I didn't really have the online support from the community when I started. I would say about maybe 7 to 10% of my business came from the community online. Nobody wants to order online if you live down the street.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially clothes.
They don't want to pay shipping if you live 2 blocks away. Or,
that too. It's true.
Yeah, they just don't. But once I opened the store, I saw the support from the community.
That's great.
Of them. Like, hey, I've been wanting to shop with you, but, not really knowing because you live down the street.
Yeah.
But once I opened the door, I saw like all the people that would follow me from the community actually come out. So that was really, really good.
And are you still doing, I know every business has a website and online sales, but is that still sort of a key part of the business?
Yes, it is very much so. I can honestly say that COVID helped me kind of pick back up with my online. The online was still going as the storefront was open, but I kind of slacked off a little bit because I was so focused on the store,
of course.
Making it work. But it was still going. It still was doing pretty good, but I wasn't putting it as much into it as I was before.
Sure. That's understandable.
So when COVID came, it was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? So that kind of helped me refocus and revamp back on the online to kind of keep things going. And it pretty much changed the game because you want to talk about COVID now or cute?
We can,
sure. But that, that's a great thing I hadn't thought of really, but for a retail presence like yours that has even, you weren't focusing as much, but has a strong enough online presence to fall back on and then, refocus on. Because just, in my own life, in our own lives, the uptick in sales for online Best Buy or Instacart for groceries and all these businesses that weren't doing nearly as much business until COVID, having that online option for you, to me, that seems like this is going to sound weird, but it sounds like the perfect storm to get the website ramping again.
It's almost like it gave you that little break again to refocus or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It was a scary break, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's still kind of scary. It's like, seriously.
Yeah, it's so scary. I cried a few times.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, did I make the wrong decision? Like, I have this storefront over my head and all these businesses are closing and, maybe it wasn't the right timing.
But nobody could foresee this is,
I was panicking, because I was closed for 3 months.
Yeah.
So it's a lot.
I was really, really panicking, and my landlords are super nice. I can't express how nice they've been and how willing to work with us. They want us to succeed. They want you to be in the building. They literally are like, what can I do to help you?
Yeah.
You don't find that very often. Now, see, you would not have found that at the outlets. No. Pay your rent. We don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care. Take it out of your savings account, whatever you have to do.
That's a great point, though.
Sell your kidney. It don't matter.
But you know what? That's another, that's true. That's another justification, though, that voice was the right voice that day.
I think
that voice was the right voice that day. Yes, they've been sold. I can't even express how nice they've been, and to everybody in the plaza. They want us all to succeed. They want us to be here. They understand that we are part of the community, and they are mom and pops themselves. So they want their businesses to succeed as well. But they've been, I don't even. As long as the doors are open, the store pays for itself.
Yeah.
And when the store is closed, it doesn't pay for itself. So that's the part that scared me the most.
So what did you, how did you kind of shift gears back to that online? Did you, just increase your marketing? Did you do some sales? How did you reach out to your customers to kind of build up the sales during that 3-month hiatus that we were kind of on there for a while?
Yeah.
So 2 of the girls that model for me, they're both are influencers and bloggers themselves. And we just kind of worked together, and they were like, you know what, you can't cry about it every day. We've got to just put in the work and work harder. Let's start shooting, once a week. Let's come up with some content, and let's just keep it moving. Let's stay on it every day. We start doing the curbside. They added that to our website, the curbside pickup. I start running sales and promotions every day. I started utilizing stuff that I already had, but I wasn't utilizing as much, like my email list. Start talking to my customers that way. Just talking more to them on all of my platforms, using my stories, just using social media more, and talking to everybody sitting at home. So they want to talk. They want to know what you're doing. They want to know, even if I can't go out to shop, when I get ready to shop, what am I going to be wearing? So that really, really helped. Those 2 girls really, really helped me out a lot, because it's just me doing this. There's no partners. Nobody's backing me up. My 2 nieces help me out every now and then when I need them to help me out. But one, they just had twins. The other one, she just went back to college. So I'm pretty much on my own.
Oh my goodness. Well, I am kind of jealous of your 2 models that you have there all the time, because they get to just go play dress up and just wear everything in the store. It's like really?
It's so hard for us once we get together. We get no work done when they're here, because they laugh and they want to create content. And this is not work for them. It's literally, they love doing it, and they could do it all day. I have to tell them, it's time to go home.
So you have Devyni Styles. Is that correct?
Devyni Styles, yes.
And Glamour with Gina?
As well, and Glamour with Gina. Yes, she's local as well. She's actually a high school teacher at Oak Ridge High School.
So both local girls.
Yeah, both local girls. Devyni has been working with me since the beginning. So she just inboxed me one day like, hey, I'm a local stylist just starting out. I'd love to work with you. And I just sent her some stuff, and she started using it for her photo shoots, because she works with other photographers. And that's how we kind of got started. And during COVID, that's when both of them actually met during COVID. They never met each other.
Oh, wow.
They've known each other the whole time. The chemistry is
strong in the pictures. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
You're they're best friends forever.
They're best friends. They definitely are best friends now. And then Glamour with Gina, one of the ladies from my church said, hey, I have this teacher at my job. I want to get her something from your store, but I don't know what to get her. Can you send me a piece? And I sent her a cardigan. And that day that I sent it to her, that she gave it to her, she literally took like a whole photo shoot on campus, like with some of the students. And I was like, why have you been hiding her from me? Like, I love her. Like, she can have whatever she wants in the store. And she's been working with me ever since then. But I love those two. They're awesome at what they do.
That is awesome.
So they really help grow my business. Like, I used to take the pictures, but it's very time consuming. And
it's so much more fun when you have real women that have your clothes on and they're showing this is what it looks like on, because it's totally different than seeing it on a mannequin. Even if the mannequin might kind of be your shape, let's be real, none of them really are. None of us look like that. Give me a break, you know?
Exactly.
So I love that you cater to real women of all different sizes and shapes, except for short girls. Thank you very much.
I didn't realize that until
all these girls with these long legs and tall. I'm like, hey, what about us?
I just get kind of like, are you going to start carrying petite sizes? So I do get that a lot. It's hard to shop for petite. It's really hard to.
Well, I am 5'4", so I'm not quite petite, but I'm not quite tall enough. You know what I mean? Like, the clothes are made for 5'6" and up. Like, that is who they're made for. Yeah. Like, even the leggings I got, I have to bunch them up at the bottom, and it looks really cute. But it's like, seriously, I want that jumper. I want that black and white striped jumper. Oh my God! No,
Did you buy it or you got it?
No, I want it, but you know what? It's what am I going to wear? Long. Like shoes this tall? It's not going to happen.
Yeah, that one is long. Yeah,
so beautiful.
I do love the fact that I carry every size, from size small to 3X, only because my size goes up and down. I know I can't be the only one who their size goes up and down. No. So that's why I carry both.
Yeah, well, us women, we fluctuate. You know what I mean? That's what people don't realize is...
Hey, during COVID, us men fluctuate too, let me tell you.
This is true. This is true.
So the models that you're speaking of, that's the two I have pulled up on screen here? Okay.
Yeah. Yes. You have had some other models as well, but these two girls are the ones that are in most of your photos.
Yeah, these are that I work with currently. And the other girls that model, they all worked for me at Claire's. So they just came over here and started helping me out.
Oh, how cool is that?
So to me, that shows that the positions that you were in, you were really influential to those girls. Because, you get some managers where you're like, sayonara, never going to see you again, thank goodness. So that is awesome that they followed you over and helped support you in your business. I love that.
Yeah, they've helped me they had me put the store together. They helped me. Just anything I need. If I call them for anything, they're here. And they know how my mind operates.
Yeah, they already know.
So I really don't even, they already know. If I need them to do something, they jump right in. And
that's amazing.
That is amazing. Especially knowing, I guess, someone that's sort of a, you just said the word and I've lost it now, in social media. Influencer, thank you. Knowing people that are influencers on social media already, that is hugely beneficial because social media is a tool that so many businesses don't know how to use properly.
Yeah, I can walk into a business and that's the first thing I ask them. Are you on social media? Like, you need social media. Like that's the first thing I do because it has grown my business so much. Like, I can't even explain how much social media has grown my business. Like I said, when I first started, only about 7 to 10% of my business came from just local people calling me. It was people I didn't know all over the world. That other 90% of my business came from every other state,
Wow.
So social media has really grown my business. I can't,
when you get an influencer that has so many followers and they're tagging your shirt or, tagging your bag, it's, you're going to see an uptick in those sales, definitely, which is amazing.
Yeah. And I to me, I work for a company, but I also have like a little independent thing I'm doing with writing my books and stuff. And for me, even a technical person, I'm very challenged by the way to use social media. And do you just post on it? And do you need to find an influencer to help you post? And do you post 3 times a week or 1 time a day, or
it's very challenging
it's
to
very
learn
challenging.
that
It's
balance, you know?
yeah. It's even at this age is very challenging because,
Yeah.
or you can just find a good teenager. They can really,
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They do.
So here's what's really funny. I just became a grandmother, and my little granddaughter, of course, is the cutest. Thank you. Is the cutest grandbaby in the world, because that's what all grandparents say.
Of course.
But I told my soon-to-be daughter-in-law, I'm like, you need to get that baby an Instagram page, and you need to start tagging all the clothes she's wearing.
The brands.
And she did, and she already had Bye Bye Baby sharing her stuff.
Oh,
So I'm like, baby,
awesome.
that's college. That's a college fund right there. Like,
No kidding, it is.
seriously.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And she's
That's
not even
awesome.
2 months old. That's
Amazing.
start them when they're young, baby.
Making a name for herself already.
Yeah, no doubt. So, but back to your social media, you're sort of partnering up with, I guess, people that are now working for you. But do you partner with other businesses and other people as well? Because I'm just thinking like photographers or makeup artists or anything like that.
I haven't really partnered with anybody on that large set. Everybody's kind of been like, it's just, I don't know, kind of
you
been
don't
word
need
of
to.
mouth.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of, I was just actually was having this conversation with the girls. How do you know when it's right to start working with somebody else or bringing someone else on? Because,
Sure.
you get those emails all the time with people wanting to work with you or wanting to partner with you. Like, this is my first interview. You guys are the first.
Oh
wow.
my gosh, we love when we're the
No
first
kidding.
podcast interview. That's amazing. Especially when it's like, we love to support local. I
Yeah.
mean, Central Florida, but especially when it's someplace really local to
Yeah.
us, we love to support it. So we are very happy to have you on, and hopefully we can bring more business your way and keep you going through this COVID thing. It needs to get out of here already, though.
But back to the question though, I think that's a good answer still, because it just means that you've been doing something right, because a lot of the time you almost have to partner up with other businesses to get the business going to the degree that you want it to. So to me that's a good answer.
Well, we've shared with other businesses on our personal pages and our business pages, but working together hand in hand, I haven't quite had that opportunity to do yet with another business. I guess I would love to do it.
I have a very good pairing for her.
Oh, good.
Who do you think it is?
Well,
Are you talking about the interview that you told me to watch?
Miss J. You guys have she's a makeup artist.
Yeah.
She's a local makeup
I
artist.
watched the
did
entire
you?
podcast that you sent to me.
Oh,
Yes.
very nice.
You
And it
guys
was
have
like-
very similar stories. Like, it's
Oh,
just
that's
like
right. She was
things-
another one who had just that gut feeling.
Yeah.
and things just come your way, and it's like, that's pretty amazing. You know what I mean?
I know.
Put two people like that together, that's like rule the world. Well,
I'll tell you, I when I hear stories like that from Miss J or from you, Shonta, I think to myself, I've got to figure out
How do I
how
get there?
to listen to that voice, because it's easy to doubt
Yes,
that
you have
voice.
to.
It's easy to say that's just fear talking, or it's easy to
And
get.
sometimes it could be.
Yeah.
Sometimes it could be fear, but once you get over the fear, that's what the other good thing is on the other side.
yeah.
Sure.
I mean, you've proven that by your being in tears all the way home, and then you just happen to look this direction instead of that direction.
Yeah.
Like, that stuff just doesn't happen.
Well,
I'm
a
there's
very
purpose.
sciencey person, and we've talked about this, but the gut brain is a real thing. It's like almost like a second brain in your body, and learning to listen to. That's why they do the gut instinct thing. It's brilliant to me, and I think it's contributed to your success, because if you can listen to that voice and make decisions based on that voice, along with your talent, obviously, and your business acumen and all that, I think that's how you bring things to the next level. And I love to hear how successful your business has been so far.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. I love it.
Really is.
Yeah, it's been good. I didn't think people would come out after COVID. Once I opened back up, I was a little afraid that, hey, I was just getting like a really good pace of people coming in, and then COVID kind of hit smack dead in the middle.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that people would come. It's been 3 months. I wasn't sure if you guys would come back out to support me, but no, they've been coming back out. They've been still shopping online. They've been doing the curbside. So
people want to get back out at this point.
People are dying to get back
out. The support from the community and people still coming back out. Actually, I think these last 2 months have been my highest months for the year.
Oh,
That's amazing.
so great.
Yeah, and I can't believe it myself sometimes.
You're like, wait a minute, let me look at these numbers again. What's going on?
I literally was just crying, and like my dreams are being taken away from me. That's how I was feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And no, it actually was a blessing in disguise. Like my business has totally turned around. Like,
that's amazing.
yeah, I can't
you seem
believe
like
it.
you're like at a loss for words. You're like, this is so incredible.
The last June, July, and August, like the overwhelming support of wanting to support a Black-owned business, or wanting to support a woman that owns a business,
yes,
or just wanting to keep a small business open in general. The support has been overwhelming. Like, I didn't think that people would come back out, but you guys have been coming back out to support me. I'm so grateful. It has been amazing. Like, I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. I really was contemplating, I really need to renegotiate my lease. I don't know if I'm going to make it to the end of the year. That's like where I was heading. Or like, I'm going to go back to online. Where am I going to put this stuff? I don't have room at my house.
Yeah.
Which goes into renting something else anyway. Because if you want to,
renting something else anyways. And now I'm like, hey, what big thing are we going to do next year? As opposed to, we may have to close the doors at the end of the year. So
that was my next question. What's next? Like, what's up your sleeve? Since you came through all this, and it's a positive, kind of a negative experience, but it's actually turned out positive.
Made into a positive, yeah.
So what's next?
It's been made into a positive. I don't know. I think the one thing we don't carry that people ask us for all the time are shoes. So I think the next thing is shoes. So 2021, I think we're going to add shoes to our catalog.
Very cool.
Something new and different for next year. That's totally different for me because I haven't tapped into that. I've never sold a pair of shoes to a customer. So
okay,
there you go.
It's going to be something new and interesting, and people
a challenge. It'll be a challenge for you, which you need.
Be a new challenge for me, which I definitely need, and just still learning to the balance of everything, balancing the online with the storefront, just learning to keep the balance of it all.
And in
2022,
it'll be a men's store, right?
Yeah, right.
2022 men's store. Dan will be one of your models.
Men's store. Yes, there's actually a free open building next door to me. It's empty. So
there you go.
You never know.
You could do Wynn Styles and Men's Styles right next to each other.
Wynn and Men's.
Right next to each other. That would be awesome. It would actually do very well. Like, I get a lot of customers that come in with their husbands that say that, you don't have anything for me, you should knock this wall out and put it right next door. So,
and I will tell you what would. So here's another idea for you. So I know that, like, most couples, well, I mean, we do anyway. I don't know how cheesy
I don't know
it
what you're
is,
going to say, but
well, we try to kind of coordinate when you go out and you're dressed up nice, not like exact prints or anything,
but somewhat. We didn't tonight,
somewhat
but yeah,
coordinated when you're going out.
The something like the tie matches the shoes or something, you know.
But like, imagine if you had like the women's styles, and then you had some of those prints over in the men's style. I'm just brainstorming.
Just a scan. Thank you.
So you've mentioned already how you're very involved in the community. I just, wanted to ask once more as we're sort of rolling towards the end of the interview, and this has been great. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Oh, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate you, and it's great to hear what you're doing for the town, and that makes me proud of our town. I know it's not the only place you make sales, but when you talk about how people rose up to help support you, especially during this time, it makes me... those kinds of things renew my faith in humanity, which is a little shaky sometimes if you read the news too much.
Stay away from it.
Yeah.
But can you tell us maybe formally how you stay involved in the community?
Well, during June, they actually had a scavenger hunt. Juneteenth scavenger hunt. So my store was a part of the scavenger hunt. Cool. All you had to do was go around and share a post and say that you like this store, you went here for this day. It was to visit as many stores as you could on the scavenger hunt. So my store was a part of the scavenger hunt. I literally was overwhelmed that day. I didn't think people were going to participate, but they actually came out and participated. And it was overwhelming how many people actually came out just to support a scavenger hunt.
That's
Wow.
amazing. Was that put on by the chamber?
It was put on by the Black Commerce Chamber.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So it was like,
And now, was that for Black businesses in the area? Because that is amazing.
it was small businesses and Black businesses.
I love it.
Yes,
Love it.
So when they added my business to it, that was like super cool. I really didn't expect much from it. I was just like, yeah, hey, I'll participate. But no, it was so many people. Like, I had to turn people away because of COVID. Once, we can't have too many people in the store. But yeah, it was so many people that day. It was very overwhelming. Like, I wish I had called my models to come in because people like meeting them. They are like,
they're your little celebrities. Yeah. I mean, I would recognize them if I was out somewhere, definitely, just from seeing them on on the post. I would be. I know you. I mean, I don't know you, but I know you.
People are always like, "Oh, they're real." Like when they're in here on the things that we're getting with, they're like, "They're real." So yeah.
So any ideas for maybe a fashion show or something at the holidays, or I could help with that. I've been a part of those before.
Well, we had so many ideas, but of course, with COVID, you can only do so much, and it's kind of. I was waiting for the year to end to see how. Let's see how the first year goes before we started doing all these things. Mm-hmm. So then once we came up with our list of things we wanted to do, we really can't do anything because of COVID. So we may do a virtual fashion show.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Sure yet, but I've got to figure out the platform in which to do it on and how to get the people to watch or we can't really, just kind of playing around with ideas. But the fashion show was one that we had already spoke about, but with COVID, it's kind of.
But COVID will be over. It's going to be over. So
COVID,
it will be gone. It will be behind us.
And we'll get back to planning things. But I did get a chance to during COVID. I know you've been in my store. I have this wall with the records.
Yep.
I got a chance to finish my wall.
Oh, good.
So I got to finish my wall during COVID.
What is it?
Like a record wall. Yeah.
So at our house, my dad had a music room, and he had albums and reels and cassette players and anything you can name of that played music that is not from the 20th century. He has. So I was trying to figure out a way to bring him into the store. So I took his album covers and I turned it into art throughout the store.
Oh, I love that.
Yep.
Yeah, I have one wall that just has all of his records. So I was able to finish the wall during COVID.
See, you've been able, it's a blessing in disguise, this COVID, because it's been able to have you kind of focus on other things. And I love that you have brought your mother and your grandmother and your father into your business with you, since they were such influencers on you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And everybody goes, as soon as they see it, they go to the wall. It's like they want to know about it, like how to get started. And they remember this song and remember that song.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. It's a great story wall. I mean, the stories that you can tell just from that wall. That's awesome.
Yeah, no kidding. Just back to that virtual fashion show thing. If you end up doing that and you need any technical help on how to get it set up, that's what I do. So I'd be happy to help.
That's what you do. Okay, great. Thank you so very much. I definitely will be calling on you. Don't forget who I am.
No, we won't. Absolutely not.
We don't forget. It's like a client. You know what I mean? You don't really forget who clients are, do you? Like if you're like me, you'll see somebody out and about at a restaurant. And you're like, I waited on you, and your little girl bought these purple sparkly earrings. That's how it is.
She totally does that.
I might not remember their name or something, but I remember some detail about, and these are years ago. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is this? I used to wait on you when you were like 8 at Justice, and they're like 20 now. I'm like, seriously.
Yeah.
She does, and we won't forget you, of course. But I will tell you that during this whole COVID thing, it switched gears for us because our favorite thing was having people into the studio, meeting people in person, or coming to their place of business or to their studio if it was an artist or whatever, and meeting with them, or going to farms and meeting with them and kind of touring the property. Yeah. So we had to kind of change gears too and do this virtual thing. We've been doing some Facebook Lives, but the reason I mention it is it was a little bit of a struggle at first on how do you do a virtual thing online? How do you switch sources and cameras live or whatever? And
keep the quality good too.
Right.
That was the challenge.
Yeah. So that's why I mentioned it. And I mean that sincerely. If you proceed with it virtually, please reach out. I'd be happy to help you with that.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. May I ask how long you guys been doing this?
So we have been at this for a little over a year. We started April of last year, and this is episode 77. So we are
We are approaching our 100th.
We're
our
approaching our 100th.
We have a celebratory bottle of wine that's been waiting.
Yes, we do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we started doing it because we kept saying we want to be more involved in the community. We want to be more involved.
And we never got involved.
We sure said it a lot, but we weren't doing it. So, it was like we want to be involved in charities and stuff, but we also wanted to support our local community, small businesses, artists, authors.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody that's just, kind of doing it on their own.
Right.
Really.
Yeah.
And we just, the first time we did it, we just loved it. And we're like, this is kind of we're going to be celebrities.
Yeah.
one day.
And the big thing.
Of course.
And the big thing is too that, wanting to do charity work and wanting to go work with organizations that we know need help, or local charities that maybe not too many people even know of, we would often say, this coming weekend, we should get involved, or next month, and we never would. Life gets busy.
Yeah.
But part of the philosophy was, once you start growing an audience, and we were pretty fortunate, maybe because we're from here and we've got a pretty good following
totally
at the beginning.
From the place.
It is. And we've seen our numbers continue to grow. But now if we say, of course, this is pre-COVID, if we say, hey, we're going to be out at the, whatever event, the cancer awareness or some kind of local charity event, Saturday the 14th, if you say that on your show, then you better be there. And that was kind of the way we held our feet to the fire to get ourselves involved.
Accountability.
You know, and there's such a reward in being involved in the community. And I think I always knew that, but it's the good intentions that never come true unless you commit. So that's why we started all this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we love it.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it.
Thank you so much.
I thought you guys were doing it for like 5 or 6 years. You're
Oh,
professional.
hey!
And now, you know what's funny is we the very first it was our second episode. It was a first interview we did, and it was with a large organization, and we got lucky and got like interview time with an organization that they don't interview with everybody. They put it this way: they were literally on Channel 6 and Channel 9 the next day after us.
Yeah.
So I called,
and it was our first interview.
I called a local radio station. I called a local radio station, and we'd made some contacts there and rented a studio there. And so they could meet us there, so we seemed so much more professional. And and what's funny about it is, what's so funny about it is they had no idea. Like at the end, they asked us, and we were like, "Is this our first one?" They're like, "Are you kidding?" So I think we were born to talk to people.
Yeah, you guys got a good thing going on.
Well, thank you.
I love it.
Thank you, Shonta.
I would have never known that you're short under a year. Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, thank you.
I love it.
We love it. We love it so much.
And
we love talking talking to people, meeting people. We really like meeting people in person better.
Yeah.
Like that is our thing. Yeah. Like I want to see you, and that's why I'm like, I can't just do a voice interview. No, I need to see your face and your
person.
Yeah.
Their reaction.
That's right.
Yeah. And body language.
And you got to watch all this.
Yeah.
Me going like this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so animated.
My hands too, so sometimes it's like I'm sitting here forcing myself to like don't move your hands.
I'm not quite as active as Angie, but my hands, I watch and I'm like, it looks ridiculous, but I can't not use my hands.
I always tell him that he should like, because he does all this, photoshopping stuff. He should like have glitter going whoosh, or rainbows coming out, or just, like words that are shooting at you. It'd be fabulous.
Oh, maybe.
You have to do one.
Maybe
I would love
one day
for the 100th episode.
There you go.
That should be
I'll
the
do
special.
glitter every time I do that.
Yeah.
Like sounds coming out and everything. It'll be wonderful.
Well, Shonta, thank you for your kind words, and we love what you're doing, and we love that you're successful. And if there's any way we can ever continue to help you with the success of your company, please let us know. We'd love to regroup after all this and meet in person. That's our favorite thing to do.
Yes, and I'll bring my girls on.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, yes. Actually, if we could, let's definitely plan on that. And we can have you guys to the studio. We only have
that's-
2 microphone hookups, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
That would
There's
be
always a way.
amazing to have those girls on. They're
It really would.
gorgeous. Them gorgeous girls.
And if you see me looking down a few times here, what we do is we like to put links in the show notes. So those of you that are listening to this on the audio podcast, as always, if you scroll down, you can click on any of the businesses that we spoke about. And if you're watching the YouTube, same. The links will be in the show notes.
Yes.
But I wanted to formally ask, we've got your website pulled up here. Where can people find you if they want to find out more about Wynn Styles?
Well, they can always visit us at 380 Cimarron Commerce Boulevard. Not Boulevard, sorry, Place. That's Suite 103. We're right next door to New York Pizza Baby. Did you guys know the pizza place has been there for 12 years?
We didn't,
No,
and we've
we
never
did
eaten
not.
there. And that's one of my favorite things to eat.
We're going to have to try it now.
They have some of the best pizza I've ever tasted before in my life.
Challenge accepted. Yes, challenge
Anywhere
accepted.
else, like, it's super good. The owners are super nice, so they might be a good spot. They know everybody in town. I didn't even notice it.
Wow.
But yeah,
Oh,
we're
that's great.
at 380 Cimarron Commerce Place, Suite 103. Right next door to New York Pizza Baby, across from Aldi and Apopka. You can also find us at Wynn Styles is our Facebook page. That's a capital W and a capital S for Styles. One word. Instagram, it's _ Wynn Styles Boutique.
Okay.
And then, of course, our website is www.winstyles.com.
Excellent. We'll put all those links in the show notes as well. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, Shonta. Again, this is great.
Yes. I'm
You
so
guys
happy
seem
we
so
were.
very, very at home. I can
Oh,
understand. I was
good.
a little nervous. I like to talk. I do it all the time, but so you never know what to expect. But
It
you guys
seems-
make it it's a home feeling.
Oh,
Oh,
good,
good.
good. I think a lot of people, they think it's going to be so formal, like when they come on, because we say interview, because we are interviewing you. And then everybody leaves saying, oh, I had fun. It was very relaxed. So that's
That's
a
a
very
huge
big
compliment to us. So thank you for that.
You're very welcoming. Very welcoming.
Thank
It's kind
you.
of like going
Well,
to somebody's house for dinner.
We're huggers. So, like, if we could see you, we would hug you.
I always say,
So hopefully that came out,
Angie has the warm vibe, and then I have the friendly vibe. So once you introduce yourself, and and make the connection, then I kind of jump in. So
Just kind of come in.
He comes from the corporate world, so very scheduled and technical, and I
Got
think
it.
you're not going into a business meeting and hugging everybody.
Yeah,
Like that's just not
true.
happening. You know what I mean?
we've got a good balance here, though.
But
We've got a good balance here. Angie
I
does.
can tell. It comes across on screen.
Oh, does
I
it?
can tell. I can
Great.
see the balance. Yeah. That's why I told you. I thought it was like 5 or 6 years you guys have been doing this.
gosh.
I can see the chemistry. I can
Aw.
see it. Yeah.
I love it. Well, we better have chemistry. We're getting married next year, so there better be something there.
It's there. It's there.
Hey, you know what? That we're screwed that up for us too.
It
Actually,
sure did, COVID.
So it's kind of we're
You
making that a
guys
blessing in
know,
disguise too.
You should visit Ivy's Bridal Shop.
Oh,
She's
is that in
celebrating
Apopka?
Yeah, it's in Altamont. It's
In
like
Altamont.
right down the street. Yeah, it's right down the street.
Somebody has told me about them before. I haven't even looked really for a
Yeah,
wedding
she's
dress. So.
celebrating her 1 year
Oh, she's
yesterday.
new. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And it's supporting local business.
Supporting a local
Yeah.
business. Yeah,
So
we'll have
I
her
saw her on
on.
the business page, and I was on my way to meet her to introduce myself, and she was on her way to meet me to introduce herself, and that's how we met. And we've been really good friends ever since.
That's amazing. See,
I-
another one of
I-
those stories.
Another
Yeah,
one of those meant to be
I was
things.
with her before I came to you guys. So yeah, I was helping her with some social media and stuff, and then I came over here.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love
Very
that.
cool. Well, we'll reach out to her, definitely. I'll message her. I'll find her on social media and message her.
definitely, definitely.
All right, Shonta. Well, we will let you go and enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, and I will see you
Thank
soon. I might have to get a tailor so I can order that black and white outfit and have it cut. 'Cause I love it.
Thank you guys for having me. It was a great time.
Oh,
All
thank
right,
you so
Shonta.
much. It was a pleasure. Have a great
We'll talk
night.
to you soon. Have a great one.
Thanks, you as well. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us for that interview with Shonta Garner from Wynn Styles. You know what's funny is this was obviously one that you set up. You set all of them up, but this is one that you had particularly requested.
I was trying to get her on for a while, but yeah.
And it's whenever we do these, like the makeup artist, Miss
J.
Miss J. Oh, I can't believe I couldn't remember her name, Miss J. Whenever we do like a makeup thing or a woman's clothing thing, you know, I love talking to people about anything, but there's a part of me when we talk at the beginning, I'm like,
what am I going to say?
What am I going to say? And it never fails that I don't know if it's just business owners or local people in the community, but I end up having such a great time. And this was so similar that way.
Yeah, and I think when you have people that have just those stories that just such good things have happened to them.
Yes.
And you know it's because they're good people.
Yes.
And it's just because they put their faith, their energy, their thoughts, their whatever it is that they into whatever they believe, and those good things came their way. And when I hear those stories, it gives you chill bumps. You're
know, and again, we don't do conversations around politics. We don't do conversations around religion, but it's like these people are in sync with the universe, and you can tell when you're talking to Shonta that she has just been following her heart, following her gut, and look where it's led her. And I love those success stories. And I just, the integration of her family and the family that's passed.
That's my favorite thing. I just think that's just such a wonderful thing to just recognize those people in your life that have really influenced you like that. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
That was wonderful. So you guys definitely stop by Wynn Styles Boutique in Apopka when you get a chance. Ladies. I mean, the gentlemen can go and get a gift card for their ladies too.
That's true.
She has accessories. She has clothes from small all the way up to 3X. And the clothes are very well made, very fashionable. So if you're not a fashionable person like me, you can go in there and get the hookup. Let's just put it that way.
They'll help put it together for you.
See, I have no fashion sense, so I have to go someplace where people are like, yeah, this is in fashion.
I feel like you totally do.
Well, that's nice of you. I don't feel
because
like
I know I do. As a male, I do. And I feel like I can tell that you do.
I mean, I think I look nice like when I put stuff together, but it's not because I'm like, oh, this is in fashion. Like, I have to have somebody tell me that.
Yeah, okay, fair.
I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not.
Otherwise, I would wear stuff from thrift stores.
I'm not fashion forward, so I get what you're saying. And I'm the guy who walks in and sees the mannequin and thinks, I'm going to buy all that stuff because it all goes together. So maybe that's what you mean, kind of.
That's what I mean. I need to go someplace where it's all put together. And Wynn Styles is the place to do that. So
yes, indeed.
Super excited to get that black and white jumper and then have it altered.
There you go.
It's so cute.
There you go. Well, guys, again, thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed that interview. And most importantly, we hope that you help support Shonta by going to winstyles.com and ordering online. It sounds like she is well-versed at the online process in the online store. Or if you want to slap on your mask and go up to the store and see her, that would be great,
such
too.
Such a cute little boutique. So that's what I suggest. And guys, if you enjoy this show, please give us a rating and a review. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. And
I cannot find a place to put that button on the video without it being right on top of your head.
It's going to be in my head. Whatever. Yeah. Subscribe so that you know when we have new shows coming out. Yes. Our podcast comes out every Thursday. We do Facebook Lives from time to time. And we even have our fancy little YouTube channel.
And speaking of our YouTube channel, I uploaded the last podcast we did. That was a podcast down the river where we did the trip down Wekiva Springs River.
Rolling.
Here you go.
Rolling down the river.
Sorry, what was really cool about it is we each just had a little mic clipped onto our phones, and we were in visual distance from each other, so we could barely hear each other in certain parts of it, and other parts we were right next to each other, but you can't even tell. So it was really cool. But if you want to see the footage down the river, the alligators, the turtles that we saw a buck, we saw a male deer right on the edge of the river, didn't run away. We got him on the video.
Yeah.
If you want to see that was episode 76, and we highly encourage you to support those businesses as well, including King's Landing, Wekiva Island, and the others that we mentioned throughout that episode.
That's right, guys. And if you have an idea for a show or want to be a guest on the show or somebody that you think would be a wonderful guest or a local charity that you know that
local
needs
artist,
some help, art, author,
local, art that you said.
Restaurant.
You got
local, small business.
You got it.
There, did I get it all in? Call us at 407-490-3899. We know people don't call nowadays, but we like to hear your voice sometimes.
People don't call nowadays.
Nobody
That's
calls.
just
I
so
don't even know
funny.
why we have the phone number, but if you
get
want to call,
so
we'd love
few
to hear your
calls.
voice.
Yes.
Or send us an email, feedback at fineanddangy.com.
That's where all our communication typically is. But yes,
Yeah.
we'd love to hear from you either way. And as Angie said, if you enjoy the show, please subscribe. Please give us a thumbs up on Facebook or on YouTube if you watch the YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And the thing that helps us the most is a rating or a review on your favorite podcast app. We know that many of you guys have done that since we last asked. We really do appreciate it. And it really
Very
does
much
help
so.
us climb up in the order of podcasts that get recommended.
That's right. And I think that is it for us tonight. Thanks again to Miss Shonta Garner. And remember, guys, at the end of each and every single day, it's all fine and dandy.